Okay, now let's look at this particular file called login.devs. So this file is in the etc slash login.devs folder. So let's look at this file. Actually, this file stores a lot of information about some of the default values when the user account is created. Okay, so let's look at this file. Okay, it's login.devs. Okay, so here you can see that the first parameter default.home is set. That means even if you don't specify, the default home will be set for it. So like this, there are a lot of default parameters which get assigned when we create the user. Okay, so here you can see the information about password aging control. So these are the default parameters that you might have seen in a etc shadow file. Okay, then there are some very important parameters, like you can see that things like umask, that is whenever you create a user or a directory, by default it will be set to, you will see that you will mask these fields. Okay, so the resultant permission will be by you masking this particular value. So that is one very important field. We will see what umask is in our subsequent training, but just take note that whenever you create a directory by default, or directory or file, by default it will have a particular permission. So that permission is governed by this value. Okay, so let's look at the other values. Let's say you can see that there are some other commands you can define here as well. So that is about this particular login.devs, and the significance of login.dev is that whenever user gets created, if you want to populate some of the default values, you can define them here. Okay, like if you have seen the shadow file, these values. Okay, so let me show you shadow file one more time. Take note of these values. So they automatically gets picked up from this file. Okay, and if you create a directory, let's say you create a directory called, you are in say this folder, and you create a directory called say test. If you just see the permission for test, take note of the permission. If you create a file here, okay, so just take note of the permission for the file test file. So here you can see that this is the permission. Okay, so in this permission, you can see that this is masked 022. Okay, so that is why this is R. Okay, this is R. So, and this 0, because of that, this is RW. So basically this is something which is used for during creation of files and folders. Okay, so that's what I wanted to cover in this topic. Thank you. Bye bye.